You did well. The fact that Puching was able to get the plague under control so quickly is thanks to your dedicated efforts. After hearing Su Lan's report, Margaret finally let out a breath of relief. The infected patients had been quarantined, and with the arrival of a group of renowned doctors capable of treating the illness, a significant burden had been lifted from her shoulders. Now, as long as they could root out the remaining White Bone cult members, their mission would be complete. It's all thanks to your leadership, boss. If it were someone else in charge, I doubt we'd see such results, Su Lan said with a smile. Don't start sucking up just yet. The job isn't finished. Margaret changed the subject. By the way, what's the status of that Pei Nan I asked you to investigate? We've got news, Su Lan replied in detail. According to our investigation, Pei Nan indeed went to Wugang City and has been in close contact with several members of the Western Church there. I've already dispatched a team to arrest him. We should have results soon. Good. Margaret nodded, then suddenly asked, Oh right, how many cities in Southern Frontier have reported plague cases? Is the situation serious? Out of the 7 cities in the Southern Frontier, 4 have confirmed outbreaks: Puching, Wugang City, Lin City, and Liang City, Su Lan continued reporting. Puching's situation is already under control. The other 3 cities, Wugang, Lin City, and Liang, are seeing worsening conditions. However, we've received word that the 3 princes have each arrived in those cities. As long as they handle things properly, it shouldn't be a big issue. My 3 brothers came to the Southern Frontier too. Margaret looked surprised. Ever since she heard about the outbreak in the Southern Frontier, she had rushed over immediately, unaware of other developments. She hadn't expected all 3 princes to show up overnight. It was by the Emperor's decree, Su Lan explained honestly. You had just left Stonia when the 3 princes received His Majesty's orders and rushed here without delay. It seems they're here to compete for credit, so Father wants to use this plague to test them, to see how they handle a crisis. Margaret immediately understood. If the goal were only to contain the plague, such a grand mobilization wouldn't be necessary, nor would all 3 princes need to be deployed simultaneously. Clearly, this was a deliberate test. From this, it could be inferred that her father's health was deteriorating and he was preparing to choose an heir soon. The princes may be talented, but compared to you, boss, they're still a bit lacking. It's just a shame that. Su Lan trailed off, hesitating. Don't speak recklessly, Margaret gave her a sharp glare. Do your own job. The 3 princes are not people you can casually criticize. Be careful not to bring trouble upon yourself. My apologies. Su Lan quickly bowed her head and admitted her mistake. Su Lan, you are one of my most trusted aides. I don't want anything to happen to you, and even more so, I don't want you involved in any power struggles for the throne. Understand? Margaret's tone was serious. Some things could be said, some couldn't. Even if there was no consequence now, there might be later. You're right, boss. I'll keep that in mind, Su Lan replied, not daring to speak further. All right, let's move on. No matter what others are doing, our top priority is still to control the plague and reduce casualties. Margaret then ordered. Send a few people with the prescription Mr. Dustin developed for the plague. Deliver it to the 3 princes, so they can apply the right treatment and stop the outbreak from spreading further. Understood. Su Lan accepted the task and quickly left. I just heard, your 3 precious brothers also came to the Southern Frontier? At that moment, Dustin yawned as he walked in from outside. After a long day of work, he had finally managed to teach those so-called expert doctors enough to be of some use, though their treatment speed was still a bit slow. But no matter, it's just a matter of practice. It was Father who sent them. I think he intends to test them. Margaret didn't hide the truth. Father wants to use this plague to choose the next heir. As for the result, that'll depend on how capable my 3 brothers really are. She had already done everything she could, helped where she could. She didn't intend to interfere in their test. She only hoped the plague would end soon. Using a plague to test leadership, the Emperor really is quite creative. Dustin chuckled. Maybe Father doesn't have much time left, so he was forced to resort to such a measure. Margaret shook her head. When charity becomes a performance, and saving lives becomes entangled with politics, everything becomes tainted. Whatever the Emperor's strategy, I won't comment on it. I just feel that your 3 brothers aren't exactly reliable, Dustin said bluntly. If treating the plague becomes a competition, with their thirst for power, I wouldn't put it past them to do something unexpected. Unexpected? Margaret raised an eyebrow. What do you mean by that? You're smart, you know what I mean, Dustin said calmly. Just in case, you should have your people keep an eye on those three. That way, even if something does happen, there's still a chance to fix it. I will. Margaret nodded, saying no more. She understood exactly what Dustin meant. She just didn't dare to think too much in that direction. All she could do now was hope that everything would turn out for the best.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see